Good morning, friends. We will start some question answers for API 580. The primary work products of RBI assessment and management approach and implementation of RBI provides overall reduction of risk and acceptance of current risk. RBI is based on sound proven risk assessment and management principle. Utilizing RBI provides a vehicle for continuously improving the inspection of facilities and systematically reducing the risk associated with pressure boundary failures. RBI is an integrated management tool that complements PHA and RCM. RBI produces inspection and maintenance plans for equipment that should be implemented to provide reliable and safe operation. RP 580 significantly targets the application of RBI in the hydrocarbon and chemical process industry. RP 580 is intended to promote consistently and quality of identification, assessment and management of risks pertaining to material deterioration which could lead to loss of containment. The risk assessment program is focused on process unit design and operating practices that adequately given the unit current or anticipated operating conditions. PHA. Process hazard analysis. Or product hazard analysis. I can say anything. The process program that focuses on understanding failure modes, addressing the modes, and therefore improving the reliability of equipment and process facilities, RCM. The program that focuses on maintaining the mechanical integrity of pressure equipment items and minimizing the risk of loss of containment, RBI. RBI is not a substitute for process hazard analysis, PHA or HAZUP. The following types of pressurized equipments and associated components covered by RBI: rotating equipment. The primary audience for the RP 580 is inspection material engineering personnel. RBI requires the commitment and cooperation of the total organization. Outcome of an event is consequence. Consequence is always negative for safety aspects. The reduction in the ability of component to provide its intended purpose of containment fluids is deterioration. Occurrence of particular set of circumstances is called an event. The event may be singular or multiple, certain or uncertain, no, singular or multiple. An analysis tool that organizes and characterizes potential accidental in a logical and graphical manner. Event tree. Termination of ability of a system, structure, or component to perform its required function of containment of fluid. The loss of containment is failure. Small hole, cracks, rupture are example of failure modes. A physical condition of release of a hazardous metal that could result from component failure and result in human injury or death, loss of damage, or environmental degradation is hazard. Limitation of any negative consequence or reduction in probability of a particular event. Mitigation. Methods that use engineering judgment and experience as the basis for the analysis of probability and consequences of failure. That is qualitative risk assessment. Analysis that identifies the delineates of the combination of events, estimate the frequency of occurrence for each combination, and estimates the consequences. Quantitative risk analysis. Quantitative risk analysis uses logic models depicting combination of events. Quantitative risk analysis logic models generally consist of event trees and fault trees. Event trees delineate initiating events and combination of system success and failures. Fault trees depict ways in which the system failures represented in the event trees can occur. Represented in the event trees can occur. The comparative risk of facility, process unit, system, equipment, item or component in other facilities. Relative risk. Combination of probability of an event and its consequence risk. Systematic use of information to identify source and estimate the risk analysis. Risk analysis provided basis of risk evaluation, risk mitigation, risk acceptance. Process used to assign values to probability and consequences of risk estimation. Process used to compare the estimated risk against given risk criteria to determine the significance of risk evaluation. Process to find, list, characterize element of risk identification. Coordinate activities to direct and control an organization with regard to risk management. Thing or activity with a potential for non-sequence source. Toxic is a safety context in hazard. The risk prior to mitigation activity is unmitigated risk. The risk is combination of probability of some event occurring during a time period of interest and the consequences associated with the event. Risk reduction, act of mitigation known as risk to a lower level of risk reduction. A process to assess risk to determine if risk reduction is required and to develop a plan to maintain risk at an acceptable level. Risk management. When some risk identified as acceptable, then one of the following is not required. Risk reduction is not required. In-process plants, inspection and testing programs are established to detect and evaluate deterioration due to in-service inspection. When an equipment is low deterioration rate, as inspector, what you decide? In lieu of internal inspection, on-stream inspection. RBI represents the next generation inspection approach and interval setting, organizing, and the ultimate goal of inspection is the safety and reliability of operating facilities. For a typical inspection program, if excessive inspection is applied, then level of risk may go up. RBI provides a consistent methodology for assessing the optimum combination of methods and frequencies.